I once again welcome you all to our Learning Table series for the month of July. So I hope many of you are already familiar with Learning Table series, but in today's session, if we have any new attendees, then here is a quick introduction to what is Learning Table series. So Learning Table series is designed to showcase industry-specific solution built on top of Zoho Creator platform. So in each and every session, we will be highlighting how businesses from different sectors can use Zoho Creator to build custom application to solve real-world challenges. Right. So for this month, we are focusing on the logistic management. Right. So we will be giving you a detailed walkthrough of this logistic management, which we have already built on top of Zoho Creator platform. So this logistic management, we will be understanding the different process involved, like incoming shipment, outgoing shipment, the transportations, the internal employees, logistics, everything will be covered within this particular application. Right. So let's get started, and before we get started, I would like to introduce myself. So I'm Niveta and I'll be the trainer for this session. Right. So and also before getting an overview of the agenda, let me quickly turn off my video for the better screen visibility. Give me a second. Yes. So let us understand the agenda for our webinar. So we will have a quick introduction to the logistic industry. Followed by that, we will be understanding the logistic management entire life cycle, and then we will be understanding the application flow. So once we understand this logistic industry, we will be understanding how we have incorporated the different processes that are involved in logistic within the Zoho Creator application. Right. And followed by that, we will also be understanding who are all going to be the application users. Along with that, what are all the different modules that we have created within the application. Right. And not only that, we will also be discussing about what are all the different AI capabilities that we have brought inside the application. And once that is done, we will be delving into the live demonstration where I will take you all to the application, and I'll be providing a detailed walkthrough of the application. And once that is completed, we will be discussing about the extended use cases. What are all the other use cases that you can implement within this application, right? And at the end of the session, we will have a quick summary of what are all the things that we learned in this webinar, right? So this is pretty much about the agenda for our today's session, and I hope this is clear to everyone. So let's move on by understanding the logistics industry, right? So logistic management is all about coordinating how goods, services, and even information move from one point to another. So whether that's from a warehouse to a customer or between internal locations. So the main goal in logistics is to ensure that the right product reach the right place at the right time in the right condition and at the right cost. So that is what we call the 5 rights of logistics, right? And this particular process involves wide range of activities like the transportation, the warehousing, the inventory control, the order fulfillment, and even the delivery trackings, right? When all of this is well managed, it leads to the faster deliveries, reduced errors, and happier customers. So now let's move on by understanding the life cycle of logistic management. right? So while talking about the life cycle of the logistic management, the first and foremost stage is going to be planning and procurement. So when I talk about the planning and procurement, this is going to act as the foundational stage of the logistic management, right? And then we have the inbound logistics, we have inventory management, and finally the order fulfillment. So these are all the different life cycle or the different stages of the logistic management. Now let us understand all these stages in detail. So talking about the planning and procurement, so as I mentioned, this is the first and foundational stage of the logistic management life cycle. So it focuses on aligning the supply with demand through strategic decision making. And the process involved in this planning and procurement is demand forecasting, supplier selection, purchase order, resource and route planning. The next stage is inbound logistics. So this inbound logistics refers to the process of managing and overseeing the incoming flow of goods, raw materials or supplies into a business, right? And this particular stage involves the shipment tracking, receiving and inspection, inventory entry, the vendor coordination. So basically this inbound logistics ensure that your operations start with the right materials received at the right time and in the right condition. So this will help you to form the foundation for a smooth supply chain management. And then the inventory management. So this particular stage is a critical component of logistics, right? So this particular stage will focuses on maintaining the right stock levels, ensuring the accuracy and enabling fast error-free fulfillment. So based on the product that you have inside these inside your inventory or inside your stock, you will be allocating the orders, right? So again, this is going to be a important stage in the logistic management, and this process involves, and this particular stage involves the stock placement and tracking, the barcode or RFID usage, order picking and packing, and the inventory audits. And the last that we have is the order fulfillment. So this is the stage where everything comes together. It's all about delivering the final product to the customer accurately and on time. And this particular stage involves different processes like order processing, packaging and labeling, dispatch and transportation, and proof of delivery. So again, this is going to be one of the crucial role in customer satisfaction, and any errors here can directly impact the brand trust and the retention. Right. So these are all the 4 main stages when it comes to the logistic management. So by keeping all this in mind, we have built the logistic management in the Zoho Creator platform. Now let us understand in which flow that we have built the application. So let's discuss about the application process flow. So the first process is all about the warehouse dispatch. So let us consider an example here. So let's say I own a manufacturing industry, right? So from the manufacturing company or the industry, on a daily basis, I'll be producing several products, right? So once those products are ready, I'll be transferring them to a warehouse, to a different warehouse, right? So that comes as the first process. From a company, the product will be dispatched to the warehouses. And then comes our another process, which is inventory update. So in this inventory update, so here is where once you receive the products from the companies, you will be updating these products to the different warehouses, right? And in each and every warehouses, you will be having different zones, and in each zones you will have different racks, right? So you will be updating, or you will be adding those products to the different zones and the racks. And followed by that, we have the order allocation. So talking about the order allocation, so here is where the customers will be placing the order via online, right? Either they can, either the customers can go ahead and place the order, or the internal employees can place the order on behalf of the customers, right? So that comes under the order allocation. And then we have the order fulfillment. So once we receive, as an organization, once we receive the order from the customer, then we will be checking for the product stocks, and then we will be picking the product from the warehouse. We will be doing all the packaging. All those stuffs comes under the order fulfillment, right? So this is something where the internal employees will be working on. And then we have the shipment planning. So once the picking and packing process is done, once the order is fulfilled, we then be moving the product or moving the order to the transportation team, right? So the transportation team will be planning out all the routes and the delivery and the drivers. All that will be planned by the transportation team, right? So once all these are assigned, the next process is going to be order delivery. So at the shipment planning, the transportation, let's say the transportation manager is available, and he will be the one who will be assigning the drivers to different destination, right? So once the driver goes and deliver the product to the customer, that's when the last process called order delivery. Right. So this is the complete application process flow that we have brought in inside the Zoho Creator platform, right? Now moving on to the next, let us understand who are all going to be the application user. So while talking about the application user, we have the logistic manager, right? So the logistic manager is someone who will be taking care of the incomings and the outgoing shipments, right? And then we will be having a dedicated warehouse manager who will be working inside the warehouse, right? And inventory manager, again, this particular person will be working under will track all the product information, right? And we have transportation manager. Again, the transportation manager is someone who will be planning out all the shipment information, the deliveries, all that, right? So then we will be have a dedicated driver portal, where the driver will have the customer's information to deliver the products. And then comes the employees who will be working dedicatedly inside the warehouse to fulfill the orders, right? And finally, we also have a dedicated portal for the companies. So there will be different companies who will be using different warehouses, right? So the company information can also be stored, and they will have a separate portal, right? So these are all the different users that we have inside the application. Now moving on to the next, let us understand what are all the modules that we have in our application. Talking about the modules part, we have 7 different modules. So starting with incoming shipment. So incoming shipment is the place where the companies will be doing all the shipments to the warehouse, and the warehouse management. So where all the products will be maintained, and then we have the inventory management to keep a track of all the products, the order management, where the customers will be placing the order, and the outgoing shipment, so where the order fulfills, right? The employees will be packing the orders, and once that is done, then it goes to the vehicle management, where the transportation team will comes inside, where the transportation team will take over the charges over here. And then the driver management. So driver management is someone who will be delivering the products to the customer's place, right? So these are all the different modules that we have brought. So in one single application, we have unified all the different process. Right. So talking about the AI enhancement in the logistic management, so we have brought in the AI capabilities inside the application. So one such example is custom prompts. So it works based on the product description. So let's say you are just typing the product name, right? So based on the product name, it automatically fetches the product information, and it auto-populates in the respective fields. So for example, let's say I'm typing for the MacBook Pro, right? Apple MacBook Pro. So I'll just type for the product name, and rest of the information like the product weight, the price, all those information will be auto-populated. So this is something we have done with the help of AI. And then we have the rest of the AIs are of OCR, which is the optical character recognition. So for the OCR, again, invoice line item extraction. So this is nothing but when the product, let's say an invoice is uploaded. So based on the invoice that you upload, all the information will be fetched and show in your subform. Right? So that is one OCR. So the OCR's job is to extract the text from the image, right? So that is one. And then the vehicle document. So it will. So whenever you are, whenever you are onboarding any new vehicles, so there is going to be you need to have the vehicle information like the RC and the insurance, all these information, right? Instead of typing these information manually in your database, if you have the picture of the RC and the insurance, you can upload them, and this OCR will extract those information and save it in your database, right? Then we have another example, which is OCR for the driver license detail extraction. So the drivers can be internal drivers or it can be a contract drivers, right? So whenever there is a new driver is onboarding, you need to have their informations like the license, all those information, right? So again, with the help of OCR, if you have the driver license as an image, you can easily upload them, and the rest of the information will be automatically fetched and show in the respective fields, right? So these are all the different AIs that we have brought inside the logistic management application. So I hope you guys are clear up to this point. So we discussed about logistic management industry, and then we also discussed about the application flow, and then the different users, and as well as the different modules along with the AI. Right? Now, let me take you all to the application, and I'll give you a detailed demonstration of the application which we have already built. So currently I'm into my admin's view. So once I'll just quickly show you what all the modules that we have within my admin view. After this, let me explain you with the help of the different users login, right? So starting off with the setup process. So over here, you have the module called setup. Right. So in setup, you will have the general setting option, categories, ID setup, email template, warehouse checklist, and the organization. So this complete UI is something that we have achieved with the help of page component. Right. So here you could see the general settings, and in the general settings you have the settings such as time zone setting, date format, the time format, currency. So based on your location, you can choose the currency type and the currency format. Right. So whatever the changes that you do here, whatever the details that you update here, that is going to be applied to all of your application. Right. So the changes that you are doing over here will be applied throughout your application, right? And then categories. So when I talk about the categories, you will be dealing with different products, right? So so for example, if you're dealing with a mobile phone, it comes under the gadgets or any other categories, right? So likewise, you can just create the product categories over here. So as of now, I have just created one such category is called electronic. So likewise, you can create furniture or any other categories that you are dealing with in your organization. And then we have the ID setup. So yeah, there's for an example, let's say you are receiving more orders, right? So you to identify each and every orders, you need to have a unique IDs for each and every order, right? So those IDs can be configured over here. So this is a place where you'll be configuring all of your IDs. So you can just predefine the IDs, and based on the sequence that you have created here, in your application, automatically the IDs will be generated based on the sequence that you have created here. So if I just go to the edit, I can just go ahead and edit any of the IDs that is required. And then we have the email template. So talking about the email template, so email template is nothing but, so again let's talk about the order placement. So when a customer is placing the order, and if you would like to send a confirmation email, the order confirmation email to the customers, so you need to have a predefined template for that, right? So because there is going to be multiple customers will be placing the orders. Instead of you typing the emails, you can just create a template and you can just write a workflow to automate the process, right? So that email template can be created over here, and this can be used to any of your modules. You will be giving a template name, the subject and the message. And then we have warehouse checklist. So in every warehouse there is going to be different process or different let's keep it as a process, right? So for example, in my Thambram warehouse there is a process called safety checks, right? So likewise there is going to be a safety check, inspection, audits, like this there is going to be multiple checklist within one warehouse. So those can be created over here. And last is nothing but the organization. So you can you can store your organization details within the same application. Like you can provide the organization name, their email, the email address, the phone number, register number, description, website, even the address, right? So this part comes under the general settings part in your application, right? Moving on to the next, let us talk about the users part. So as I mentioned, we will be dealing with multiple users. It would be external and as well as the internal. To maintain all your internal user, we have brought in this particular module. So as you could see, I have already created many users. Now when I want to create a new user, I'll be clicking on this add, providing the name, email, phone number, the image, and I'll be choosing the role. So for example, let's say the warehouse manager, okay, I am the admin and I would like to provide only certain permission to my warehouse manager and certain permission to my transport manager, right? So on that case, I'll be creating the user permission at the back end, and then a role, respective role for that, right? So those roles can be used over here and the warehouse can be chosen, right? So based on the roles, you can create the user permission, and for example, if I want to view only the if I want the warehouse manager to view only the incoming shipment and the outgoing shipment, I can just provide access for only those two modules. So that is something we can define in the backend. So here I have already defined such permissions for the employees, warehouse manager, inventory manager, transportation manager, and even the logistic manager, right? And moving on to the next, we have the drivers. So the drivers can be internal or external, right? So here we have a dedicated portal for the drivers. So I'll just quickly refresh. Okay. So here I can just go ahead and add my drivers info, and all the drivers details will be visible within this particular dashboard. And then the vehicles information, the vehicles can be added here. You can just click on the add vehicle. You can upload the RC, the insurance company, the upload emission test certificate, and the basic details of the vehicle. And then we have the outgoing shipment. So before talking about the outgoing shipment, let us talk about the companies, right? So all these vehicles, drivers, users, these are all comes under the user management. Now getting into the application flow, we will be starting off with the companies, right? So there will be different companies, and with different companies will be storing their products to different warehouses, right? So we have a dedicated a portal for the companies. So they can just click on the add company, they can add their company details over here, right? And then comes the warehouse. So we have a dedicated the dashboard for the warehouse. So you could see the data of the total incoming shipment, total orders, and the total outgoing shipments. And then we have a separate module where you could see the overall shipment informations like the incoming and the outgoing shipments. Whereas if you want to view them in a separate views, you can go to the incoming shipments from here and outgoing shipments from here. Here is where you will be looking into your incoming and the outgoing shipments. And apart from that, we also have the storage location. So in the storage location is nothing but, as I mentioned earlier, in each and every warehouse, there is going to be multiple zones, and in multiple zones, there is going to be multiple racks, right? Those information can be added over here. You can provide the zone name along with the label name and the rack name. So you can provide you can choose the warehouse, the zone, the aisle, the rack label, number of rows, columns, and the bin height, width, depth, the bin maximum capacity, the bin volume, and rack volume. So all this can be added for the rack information. And then we have the inspection module. So there can be any inspection anytime, right? So you can just so if there is any inspection is taking if there is any conducting on spot, or if there is anything that is ongoing, those information can be added over here. So for example, in Tambaram warehouse, the inspection date is on July, and you can choose the warehouse checklist over here. So basically, to maintain your inspection information, we have brought in this module. And we have our inventory management module, where you can maintain all of your product information, the product stock information into your inventory management part. Right. So along with the inventory, in the inventory you could see the available stock and the status of the product, whether it is available or out of stock, right? And same goes for the the other one is the inventory logs. So if there is any product is going inward and if it's going outward, so those can be viewed over here, the type, out and in, right? And then we have the inventory logs, and we have the stock audits. So there anytime there could be the stock audits, right? The audit people can come and check for the stocks, what are all the stocks available, right? So there can be a spot check, and even there can be a full audit, right? So those information can be added over here. Choose the respective, and you can add the product information over here. So this is all to maintain these sort of information in your database. And then we have the inventory adjustment. So if there is any adjustment within the product stock or the product quantity, those can be added over here. You can specify in which warehouse and for what reason, the description, and which product that you are doing the adjustments. You can provide the current value, the changed value, along with the adjusted value. So this is another module. Apart from this, we have the products master form, where you could maintain all of your product details. Then we have orders. So order management comes in picture here. So whenever a customer would like to place the order, and whenever as an internal employee on behalf of customer, if they would like to place an order, they can click on this create order, and they can start placing the order for the customers. Right. So these are all the different models. So as of now, you could see we have the incoming shipments, the outgoing shipments module, we have the companies, and we are maintaining the inventories, the order management. Everything comes into one single platform. Now, let me take you all to the different users login. Just quickly refresh. So here, currently I am into my company's profile, right? So company, when I mean company, there is going to be multiple companies like the manufacturing and any other companies who will be doing their shipments to different warehouse, right? So to do that particular process, we have this company's login. And then we have the logistic manager's login, where the logistic manager who will be the sole responsible for all the incoming shipments and the outgoing shipments, right? And then we have the warehouse manager, who will be dedicatedly working within the warehouse. Right. So again, for them, they will have access like incoming shipments, storage location, inspections, the inventory details, the orders, and the package information. And apart from that, we also have the inventory manager. So the warehouse manager will be maintaining whole of the warehouse, and inside the warehouse there is going to be multiple process involved, like the inventory, the employees, all that, right? So here we have inventory manager who will be dedicatedly working for to keep track of the products, right? And then we have the employee login. So for in the employee login, we have modules like the orders and the package information. So the employees will be working on order fulfillment process, right? For that we have this employee login. Then we have transportation manager. So once these orders are packed, it will move to the transportation team, right? Who will be working on the delivery part. Right. So for that I have my transportation manager, and this specific transportation manager will be allocating the different drivers based on their availability, right? So for that I have a driver, the driver login over here, right? So these are my these are the different logins that I have created for my application. So let's go with the application flow now. I'll go to the companies. So as a company owner, I'm going to create a shipment, right? And here I have my product master. So these are all the products that that my company is producing, right? Whereas if I want to add a new product, I can click on this new product. And from here, so here is another AI that we have used. So I'll quickly show you that. So for example, let's say I'm adding a product called iPhone 15 Plus, right? So based on the name that I provided, it will automatically fetch the price per unit information, the categories, width, height, all the rest of the information will be automatically filled with the help of AI. So maybe I'll just type for iPhone 15 Pro. Just refresh the screen once. I'll type for iPhone 13. So this will fetches the information, the price per unit, the unit of measurement, the length, width, height, the weight per unit, volume, all this information based on the product name, it will fetch and show here. So that is one of the AI that we have used within the application. So now you can just click on add, and this particular product will be added over here. Right. Now going to the shipment, I'll just quickly create a new shipment. So I'll be choosing the warehouse. So these warehouse information can be added in the admin's view, or the logistic manager or the warehouse manager will have the access to add the warehouse information, right? So so as of now, so when I go here to the admin view, as of now, I have created 3 different warehouses. When I want to create a new warehouse, I can click on this add warehouse. I can provide the necessary information, right? Now I'll go back here to the company's login. I'll choose Tambaram as the warehouse, and the expected arrival date is going to be or maybe 4th Friday. And here I'm going to upload a product invoice. So for that, I'll quickly so here I already have a invoice, which is I can see the from details, the to details, the address, invoice date, and the product details like their quantity, unit price, and the total price, and then we have the grand total. So this is one invoice I'm gonna upload here. I'll just upload them. So once I upload this PDF, all the information that I had it in my PDF will be extracted and show in my subform. The product name along with their quantity, right? So again at the back end, we have created the OCR AI, which is the optical character recognition. Based on the image, it will extract the text and display it in your normal fields, right? So now I'll submit this. So on submitting it, we are telling that the shipment is created, right? So now whenever the shipment is about to dispatch, as a company owner, I can just click on this button, which is a custom button. If there is any comments that I would like to send it to the logistic manager, because after this the logistic manager will be responsible for the incoming shipments, right? So if I want to send any messages, I can just add it as the comments over here. Now I'll click on the dispatch. So now the status will be changed to dispatched, and if I go back, if I go to the logistic manager view, in the incoming shipment, I could see this shipment. So the shipment ID is ship 47, right? Currently it is in the dispatched. So when I go to the incoming shipment module from the logistic manager view, I could see them under the yet to GRN. So GRN is nothing but the goods received note. So whenever there is an incoming shipment is arriving, the logistic manager's responsibility is to check whether they have received all the quantities without all the correct quantities and without any defects within the products, right? So once they checked all those information, they can go ahead and provide the information within this particular UI. So here they have the product detail, they have the quantity, and without defect, with defect, comments, all that can be added over here. So let's say I have received the products, and 4 products are without defect, and if I say 3 products are without defect, 1 will be added to with defect, right? So I'll just go with 4 here and 1. So all the products are up to the quantity, and all are in good condition, right? So if I want to add any comments with respect to the products that I have received, I can add them here, or if I want to have a general comment, I can add them over here. So I can submit this, and once the incoming shipments are received successfully by the logistic manager, the next process is moving these shipped products to the different zones within the warehouse, right? So this process can either be done by the logistic manager or it can be done by the warehouse manager. So I'll go to the warehouse manager login now. I'll refresh the screen. So if I go to the incoming shipment, over here you could see it is the GRN is completed. Now I'll go to the yet to put away, and by clicking on this put away button over here, it will take me to another UI where I could see all of my products that has been shipped and yet to put away. The status is awaiting put away. So put away is nothing but, as I mentioned earlier, in every warehouse there is going to be multiple zones, and in multiple zones there is going to be different racks, right? So in order to allocate these products to the different zones and the racks, you can either create a new zone and you can add a rack, or you already have the racks created here. So these are all the different racks that we have created. If you want, you can just add them within these racks. Whereas if you want to add a new rack, you can click on the add zone, you can add the zone, and with respect to the zone, you can also add the racks. For adding the racks detail, you need to choose the zone, the aisle, the rack label, number of rows, columns, bin height, width, depth, capacity, and the column, the volume and the rack, the bin volume and the rack volume. Because it's a rack, right? You need to provide all these informations in detail. So as of now, let me go to the existing one, and before that, let me also show you what is the difference between these color codes here, right? So if the boxes are in green, then that particular racks are available to store the products, whereas if it is in red, then it indicates that that this particular racks are already full, which means they already are they already have a set of products in the racks, right? So so that is the color code that we have provided here, which will be very much easier for us to see what all the racks are available and what are all not available. So now I'll go to the A11 and I'll choose the product. The quantity will be automatically updated, put away date, the total weight and the volume. I'll add this MacBook Pro 14 to my column, to my rack A11. And in the A12, I'll add my Apple Pencil quantity, and in the A13, I'm going to add the Magic Keyboard and I'll submit it. And in the A14, again, I can add the Mac Mini, I'll submit it. Then in the A15, the iMac, and in the A16, I'll add the Apple TV 4K. Right? So now once as soon as you fill in the products to the racks, you could see it is changing the color to red, right? So which means these racks are already filled. So this is about how you will be maintaining all of your products, or this is how you will be transferring the received products to the different zone and racks, right? So this is one process that I would like to talk about. Now that we have received the products and it is stored in the warehouse, there is going to be customers. There will be different customers who will be placing the orders for the different products, right? So these customers will be using the company's online website, or again, as I mentioned, the internal employees will be placing the orders on behalf of the customer. So to place the order, we have brought in the order management inside this logistics. So over here, I'll go to the logistic manager profile. I'll refresh the screen. So here I have the order module. So when I want to, all the information will be seen here, yet to assign, picker, picked, packed, delivered, all this information. So from here I can click on the create order. So I can add the customer name. So let's say I'm adding Ginny. And the shipping address. So let's say Tamil Nadu, and the postal code, the country. So there is we have two ways to add the address. One is you can enter the address manually, or you can use this map to adjust your pin location. You can just use this pin to go ahead and choose the location, right? So with the help of maps, so we have integrated with the maps, you can just go ahead and point wherever the location is, you can use this map to point it out, right? Then the order items, what are all the products that they would like to buy. So let's say it's the AirTag 4-pack with the quantity 3, right? And the email of the customer. So the billing address is going to be same as the shipping address. Now I'll submit this. So as soon as the order is submitted, it will then be moved to the another stage where the warehouse manager will be allocating the different employees for this particular order. So now I'll go back to the warehouse manager's view. So right now I'm into the warehouse manager profile. I'll go to the orders, and in the orders I'll have a custom button which is assign picker. So I'll click on the assign picker. So here I'll be choosing the employees. So again, the in the user module, if you remember, we had the employees. So employees are the internal users, right? So as of now, I have 2 employees working within the organization. So I can choose any of them over here. I'll go with the William Harris and I'll assign this particular employee. Right. So once this is assigned, now I'll go to the employees because it has been assigned to the employee. Now the next process is the employee should be picking up the item from the respective zone and they will be doing the packaging. Right. So for that I'll go to the employees view. So currently I'm into my employees view. So this is our order 29, AirTag 4-pack, 3 quantity, Ginny is the customer name, right? So picker is assigned. Now I can view it. So from here you could see this will showcase the storage location of this particular product, what are all the location in which are all location that this particular product is available and in what quantity and put away dates. So these information will be visible over here. So again at the back end we have used the page component to do such customization inside the application. So from here the employee can choose the internal employee will go to the zone and will go to the respective rack to collect the product, right? So here you can choose them. So here I'll say the employee is choosing the D rack. So I'll click on pick and the quantity will be auto populated over here. So now we have the employee has picked the product from the rack, right? Once it is picked, again I'll go back to the orders. You could see it is showing as picked. Order 29, AirTag picked. Now once the employee picks the product, the next process is packing the product, right? So I'll click on the create package. I'll choose the box type. I can also mention whether it is fragile or is stackable. So the box type is nothing but in which container or in which box that you would like to pack this particular item or the product, right? So I'll go with the large box. The product is AirTag with the quantity 3. So here you could see the total weight. So the package is completed. I'll go to the packages. So currently in the package it's showing as yet to ship. Now when I again go back to the warehouse manager, I'll have the package module here. Again it will show as the yet to ship. So here in my orders, if I go to the packed, I'll be able to see that the order is packed, right? So once this is packed, the next process is we need to move this product to the transportation team for the shipment process, right? So for that I'll go to the transportation manager view. I'll go to the outgoing shipment and here I'll create a new shipment. So here whenever the order is created, it will be moved to the transport team. So the transport team will be creating the shipment process. So that comes under the outgoing shipment. So I'll click on the new shipment. So here I'll choose the warehouse. Let's say it's Tambram is the warehouse. The destination, let's say it as Chengalpattu. And the vehicle, as of now I have 2 vehicles. So before that I'll also go to the vehicles. I'll show you. So we have 2 vehicles. In order to add a new vehicle, you can click on the add vehicle and here you will be uploading the information, right? So now here is another AI that we have created. So when I just upload the RC, I'll also show the RC here. So I have my RC details over here, right? So this is again a PDF that I'm going to upload. So instead of typing all the information manually over here, I can just upload my RC. So I'll just upload the RC here. I'll click on this So all the information will be auto-populated over here. So you could see the number, whether the type of the vehicle, the brand, all the information will be auto-populated and you can submit it. So a new vehicle will be added over here. So that's another AI capability that I would like to show. Now I'll go to the outgoing shipment and I'll create the new shipment. Tambaram. Location, as I mentioned, we'll add the Chengalpet. The vehicle, let's say it's the vehicle 2. The driver. So again, I have added one of the driver in my portal. So that driver is visible here, Benjamin Scott. And you could see all the ready to ship packages over here. So with the order ID, you could see that. So right now the order that we have created is order number 29, right? So this is the one that we have created. So here you could see the start location is from this particular location and the end is from this the end is this particular location. And in between we have a customer location to deliver the parcel. So here in the map, even in the map, the drivers or the transportation team can have a detailed view, right? So now I'll click on the create shipment. So once this is created, the driver is assigned, the shipment ID is out 16, the vehicle is 2, right? So once the shipment is created, from the transportation manager side, he need to click on the dispatch. So once the product is dispatched, now I'll go to the driver's view. So the driver will receive the product information over here, the order information over here. So once he receives the order information, he needs to start his delivery process where we have the start trip, right? So on clicking off this custom button start trip, he will be notifying the team that the trip has been started. Right? So then it will move to in transit. So when I click on this particular record in a detail view, the drivers can see the route where it starts and where it ends. So whereas in between there is a customer place that he needs to deliver, right? So you can click on this navigate. This navigate will takes to the Google Maps where you can check the customer's location, right? And again, if this particular drivers reaches the customer place and if he delivers the product, then clicking off here, he will have the action button where he can notify the team that the product is delivered. So by just clicking on this action, I can see the status is changed to delivered, right? So it's pretty much easier, right? The driver will have the route access and he can navigate it from within the application, and even if there is any expenses that he can add it over here. Along with that, he can also notify the team that this particular order is delivered. All this can maintain within one single application, right? So this is about the complete flow of the application that I would like to show in our today's session. So starting with the incoming shipment till outgoing shipment, everything can be maintained within this one single application, right? So that's it about the application. So if you guys have any doubts, you can ask those questions in the question tab. Now moving further, let us discuss about the extended use cases for this particular application. Right. So I'll go to the presentation now. So talking about the extended use cases, So with this same application, if you would like to go ahead and do or implement any other use cases, we have few use cases to discuss here. So integration with e-commerce and CRM system. So you can seamlessly connect with platforms like Zoho Commerce, Shopify or CRM tools to sync orders, customer details and shipping statuses, which will enable the unified workflow within one single application, right? And then auto assignment of warehouses based on geo proximity. So this is nothing but the app can automatically assign the nearest warehouse for fulfillment, helping the reduce delivery time and optimize logistic cost. So this is another use case that you can implement. Then we have role-based mobile app experience. So while talking about the role-based mobile app experience, you can create customized interfaces based on the user roles. So we have multiple user roles, right? So whether it is a warehouse manager, delivery agent or admin, you can ensure each user only sees what relevant to them. Right? So you can define the permission set, and based on the permission set, the users will view the application in the mobile view. And then we have the contractor payment automation. So here you can automatically trigger the payments to delivery contractors or vendor based on the completed deliveries. You can use the predefined rules and integrate the payment system to your application. Right? So these are all the few extended use cases that I would like to talk here. Whereas if you have any of the use cases, or if you already have any use cases, you can directly implement them within this application. Right? So that's about the use cases, other use cases that I would like to discuss. Apart from this, moving on to the next part, let me quickly summarize the whole webinar over here. So yes, so we saw a unified place where we can maintain all the shipments, warehouses and deliveries in one single place. And also at the back end, we have implemented a lot of automations, workflows, which will help for the faster dispatch with the real-time workflows. So not only with the deliveries or the dispatch, for few areas or for the few process, we have implemented different workflows which will help you, which will reduce the manual work, right? Fewer delays through smart routing and inventory visibility. So, so for the transportation team, we have integrated with the with the maps for the better for the better routing and to see a clear locations of the customers. And built-in tracking, delivery proof and exception handling. So on the delivering, there needs to be a proof whether the product is delivered or not, right? So those can be those can be tracked within your application. So overall, this particular application is perfect for growing teams needing flexible logistic control. Right. So, so any of you are from the logistic background, this particular application will be very much helpful to maintain all different process involved in logistic in one single place. Right. So that's about the summary part. Now, if you guys would like to have a detailed demonstration of the application which I have showcased in today's session, and also if you would like to receive the DS file of the application, my co-trainer will be sharing a link in the chat tab. So you can access that particular link and you can provide the details. So we will be verifying the details at the back end, and we will reach out to you at the earliest. Right. So similarly, you can also scan this QR code to access the form link for providing your information. Right. So, and also I would like to talk about our upcoming session. So we have another webinar, which is Creator Tech Connect series. If you are someone who are very much interested in the in learning the technical concepts in Creator, this particular session is for you. So for the month of July, we are focusing on the product release updates. So if you want to learn about what are all the new releases in the platform, this particular session is for you. So we have planned it for July 10th, 4 p.m. IST. Right? If you are interested, you can scan this QR code, and also you can access the registration link from the chat tab. And apart from that, we have our learning table series for the month of August. So for the August month, we are planning to showcase the insurance claim management in the Creator. So if you are someone from the insurance background, or if you know anyone from the insurance background, you can ask them to register for this session where we'll be discussing more of the insurance claim management. So this is something that we have planned for August 7th, 4 p.m. IST. And apart from that, we also have another webinar, which is ADBC, which is Application Development Bootcamp 2.0. So here is where we are going to discuss about the creator and the co-creator, which is the AI in Creator. So we are going to talk about how effectively we can use the AI, from starting with the structuring the application, from ending it with the whole application. All that will be covered in this particular session. So if you are someone interested in this particular session, you can register this QR code and scan for the session. So I once again thank you everyone for attending this webinar. I hope this particular webinar is insightful for each and every one of you. So yes, in future, if you have any doubts, you can always reach out to training@ZohoCreator.com. So thank you once again for being an active participant in all of our webinars. We will meet you all in our upcoming webinars as well.